Hello everybody, my name is Rick Tiffany and here is Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok is the most famous touristic city in whole world and the reputation has based on numerous good points like good weather and location, English-friendly people, both luxury and budget are cool, famous Thai cuisine. But there are also some bad points in this city too. In this video, I will tell you about pros and cons of Bangkok. Thai cuisine is one of the best in Southeast Asia and beyond, maybe second tier after French, Italian, and Chinese. Thailand has been the powerhouse of Southeast Asia since the modern era and is the richest region. It is also long north and south, so it has mountains, plains, and sea, with various ingredients, and a large influx of Chinese people who brought with them many advanced recipes, so Thai food is tasty inevitably. And there are no taboos about food and alcohol. Bangkok is the capital of Thailand, and there is a lot of good food all over the city. There are so many famous restaurants too. Pad Thai, chicken rice, pork knuckle, stir fried with basil. Only food could be a purpose of travel to Bangkok. So I put this part at the top of the upsides of this city. Bangkok has been the capital of Thailand since the 18th century, and the city hasn't suffered any real destruction. No earthquake, no major disaster, no war. And Bangkok prospered in the heyday of modernity too. Thailand even maintained its independence during the age of imperium, so Bangkok has retained its identity as a Buddhist country very well. The city is also one of Southeast Asia's most glamorous metropolises. There are stunning skyscrapers and shopping malls all over the city. The resort is a wonderful blend of tradition and modernity. There is traditional architecture like the Grand Palace and famous temples, and there are very fancy high-rise buildings too. You can see the temple and the King Paro Mahanakhon together in Wat Hualampong. The Erawan Shrine is right in the middle of the elevated railroad and luxury hotels and buildings. You don't see many cities like this. That's the beauty of Bangkok. As a megalopolis of 8 million people, Bangkok has a lot of interesting neighborhoods. Ask anyone what the center of Bangkok is and they will answer you differently. Ratanakosin Island with its historical places and Khao San Road, bustling Chinatown, full of delicious food, Saturn Pier, where the most expensive hotels are located, Siam and Planchet with its huge shopping malls and luxury hotels, Sukhumvit's nightlife and touristy neighborhoods, Ari, lots of hidden gems between local offices, Hue Kwang and its charming night markets and clubs. There really is no end to Bangkok's interesting neighborhoods, and they've all been modernized to be enjoyed by foreigners as well. There's so much to see and do in Bangkok that it's impossible to play in a journey. Shopping malls are sometimes uninteresting. Unlike traditional architecture, which is a reflection of the country's history and culture, shopping malls are pretty much the same in every country in the world. Similar brands, similar atmosphere. Thailand is the same, and many malls just look standard. But Bangkok is the consumer capital of Southeast Asia, and some of the malls that really stand out here. You could put them anywhere in the world that would be recognized anywhere in the world. Especially at Icon Siam on the banks of Chao River that is on the another level. Bangkok is the essence of a middle-income economy with lots of skyscrapers, and the terrain is all flat, so if you go up high, you can get a great view. Especially in Bangkok, many tall buildings are condominiums. They all have different designs. The result is this amazing skyline. It's a combination of quantity and quality. It's a beautiful forest of buildings, better than most Japanese cities. And there are many ways to enjoy this skyline in Bangkok. You can stay in hotel, of course, but there's also lots of observation decks or rooftops in every neighborhood. It's fun to see how different neighborhoods have different views. Wat Saket on Ratanakosin Island, where everything is low. The Grand Palace, Wat Pho, and Wat Arun are very close by. The buildings in Saturn and Siam look like folding screens in the distance. From King Mahanakhon, you can overlook the entire city of Bangkok. You can catch the urban railway between concrete forest at octave of Sukhumvit. Bangkok's skyline like this is definitely a big plus point. Thailand is the kingdom of massage. The world over, massage is Thai massage. So massage is an integral part of any trip to Bangkok. There are a lot of spas in Bangkok with a wide range of prices. There are expensive ones in hotels, moderately premium brands. There's also open-air cheap massage in a place like Khao and Jat Fair. It's quite charming and good, even it's outdoors and hot. But my favorite and most recommended is the regular local massage. Their cost is 250 baht or 300 baht for an hour. You can get expensive massages anywhere in the world, but it's really hard to find that kind of service in high quality under $10. The only competitive is Bali, Indonesia. Taiwan, Vietnam, no comparison. Like food, this is not just a Bangkok thing, but whole Thailand thing, but Bangkok is also in Thailand. Bangkok has good public transportation for a developing city. MRT, which usually runs underground, and BTS underground, they are major metros in Bangkok. Most tourist spots are close to MRT or BTS stations. 10 years ago, Ratanakosin Island was still under construction, so there was no MRT. But now you can easily get to Wat Pho and the Grand Palace by metro. The main airport, Suvarnabhumi, is also easily accessible via the airport railroad. And every metros are clean and very cool than any other western cities. And the bus goes most of the areas not covered by BTS or MRT. Quite a few buses are now air-conditioned. Bangkok's public transportation is one of the best in all of Southeast Asia, after Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It is not comparable to Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam or Manila and Cebu in Philippines. Bangkok's old town was built along the banks of Chao Phraya River, and this is the most inaccessible area of present Bangkok for land transportation. There's no road running along the river itself. In terms of efficient transportation, this is definite disadvantage. But for a traveler, Chao Phraya River is an advantage. First of all, you will be traveling here on the Chao Phraya ferry. That experience itself is unique. And besides the ferries, there are a lot of nice hotels along the river. Staying at one of these hotels is a part of Bangkok experiences. Even if you don't stay in a hotel, you can visit a cool mall like Icon Siam and antique cafes and the Temple of the Dawn, Wat Arun. So, Chao Phraya River, which brings all it together, is a definite plus. Bangkok is one of the world's top travel cities. It's also one of the largest accommodation markets in all of Asia. There are so many different brands, price ranges, and styles. All the major hotels are in Bangkok now. Marriott, Hilton, IHG, Accor, all the big international chains. And then you've got the individual brands, the luxury Four Seasons, Capella, Rosewood, Mandarin Oriental, Shangri-La, Peninsula, Kempinski. Also, Thai hotel brands are interesting too. Tuzitani, Anantara, Avani are the most popular Thai hotels. From $100 to $1,000, you can have your fun at your own budget. In terms of style, Bangkok is a big city, but it's not just tall buildings. There are also a lot of places where you can enjoy a courtyard resort feel. There are also low hotels that are a good mix of the city and resort. Bangkok is definitely a city where you can have fun in a hotel. Nightlife, another symbolic keyword of Bangkok. The best part of a trip to Bangkok begins after sunset. There's so much things to do at the night in this city. Sure, there's the sexual stuff like Nana Plaza and the Soy Cowboy, but that's not the everything of Bangkok nightlife. In Khao San, the backpacker haven of the world, you can really mix and mingle with people from all over the world. And on the river cruise down the Chao Phraya River, you can enjoy a night-type cruising to the beat of the music. There's a great jazz bar with amazing live music. The hotel rooftop is just as fun. Bangkok is a great nightlife destination ever. Bangkok is in the center of Thailand, and Thailand is also the center of traveling in Southeast Asia. If you're just going to Bangkok, it's not that great, but when you connect it with the rest of Southeast Asia, it really comes into its own. Wow, Bangkok's location is awesome. First of all, if you just go to Thailand, Phuket in the south, Chiang Mai in the north, it's only an hour flight from either, which is convenient. And Bangkok itself is not far from the sea, so you can combine it with the neighboring maritime city of Pattaya. It's well connected to Suvarnabhumi Airport. And Bangkok is one of Southeast Asia's aviation hub. Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, Bali, Indonesia, everywhere is close to Bangkok. It's also why I go to Bangkok so often. Is in the middle of the tropical savanna climate, and now it's getting even hotter due to global warming. Average high temperature is over 30 degrees year-around, and often in 40s during the really hot March-April dry season. As a tourist, you may visit the Grand Palace, Wat Pho, Wat Arun, where don't have a lot of shade. It's really exhausting. Many people get heat stroke, but they're the essence of Thai history and culture. It's a shame to give up all of them. It's Bangkok. So if you go out during the day like expat, you don't feel this, but it's a critical downside for regular tourists. Thai language is difficult. The grammar and sentence structure are technically simple. Once you get over the initial barrier, it's pretty easy. The problem is that the barrier is really high like Mount Everest. First of all, they have 5 different tones and also long and short notes. And the characters are even more unfamiliar and confusing. Even if you try to learn a little bit on your travels, maybe it's impossible. If you pronounce Thai word wrong, the meaning doesn't make sense. You want to say beautiful, but Thai people gonna understand as asshole. Of course, in touristy places, everyone speaks English well. But when you go to the local area, English is not enough. Many people think that traveling around the local area is one of the best parts of traveling, but you may face many problems. You don't know the characters, so it is hard to Google too. If it's alphabet based like Vietnamese or Turkish, anyway you can type it out or read it, but you cannot do that with Thai characters. But in touristy places, you can get by with basic English, so it's not a big disadvantage, but a small disadvantage. There are still many cheap things to do in Bangkok, like local restaurants, street foods, normal massages. You can still get a meal on the street for $3. But once you get a little more upscale, the prices skyrocket. A meal at the mall with a lot of tourists can easily cost over $15, 5 to 10 times the price on the street. They are okay, it is still cheaper than London or Sydney. But the most expensive thing is the hotels, especially the luxury brands. They are getting so expensive. It is comparable to Singapore, which has a much higher national income. A brand like Four Seasons, which everyone knows, is well over $700. You can check the price of Singapore. And the Mandarin Oriental, one of Bangkok's most iconic hotels, again Singapore price. Especially considering that Malaysia, the country below Bangkok, has a higher national income than Thailand, but Bangkok's hotel room rate is a bit higher than Kuala Lumpur, Malaysian capital city. Of course, if you don't go for that kind of luxury, Bangkok is still a good place to stay. But it's a bit disappointing to see such overpriced luxury in a city famous for vacationing. I said Bangkok's public transportation is one of its advantages, but the competition was other developing cities. It's not really good as major developed countries except United States. First of all, there are still a lot of shaded areas, especially Kaohsiung, which is the center of tourism. Although there are buses, but metro is much more accessible. And there's an airport railroad to Suvarnabhumi Airport, but Don Mueang, the other major airport, is not well served by rail. There's a train, but it's not very accessible, and the convenient BTS station is too far away. The city's 2 urban rail systems, BTS and MRT, there's no free or discounted transfers, and they don't share their transportation card. While MRT is now easily accessible via contactless Visa or MasterCard, but BTS still require a dedicated card or individual token. This is how you feel about public transportation in Bangkok. It's well organized, but strangely uncomfortable. Almost 8 million people live in Bangkok, and it's also one of the most traveled places in the world. Local neighborhoods are very crowded by local, and the touristy areas are the same, but with tourists. The Grand Palace, Bangkok's top tourist attraction. See? The best shopping mall Icon Siam is always packed too. Everywhere you go in Bangkok is crowded. And it's not just crowded with people, there are also a lot of cars and motorcycles. There's pretty good public transportation, but beyond that, there are lots of cars too. Major areas like Siam, Asok, and Silom are pretty much traffic jams all the time. It's travelers' privilege to not have a travel during rush hour, but if it's not late at night, you will stop in traffic anytime. It's hard to find a quiet place in Bangkok except your hotel room. Only if you're staying in a small resort type hotel, then the whole hotel might be quiet. Bangkok is not a great place for pedestrians. Of course, there is the sweltering tropical heat too, but sidewalks on the street are just not pedestrian friendly. Here's what most of the streets look like. First of all, almost main areas, BTS blocks the sky. And the sidewalks are narrow because the pillars block the sidewalk. Of course, there are lots of trash in the road too. It's like the city itself was designed to exclude walking between areas. It's only 4 stations from Siam to Asok, the main transportation hubs, but I don't feel comfortable walking that far. Of course, there are some places that are walkable, like Siam Square Soi 7, but I can't really think of any other places. If you like to walk most streets, Bangkok wouldn't be a good fit. Bangkok's tropical climate is a hygiene challenge. It's very hot and humid, so everything decays quickly. And Bangkok is located at the downstream of Phraya River, which is slow-moving river. Also, with a population of 8 million in the city itself, and well over 10 million in the metropolitan area, so Bangkok's urban sanitation is quite bad. Rivers and canals are in pretty bad shape, there's a lot of odor, it's hard to walk around. There's a lot of air pollution too. There are numerous old cars and motorcycles, so the emissions are huge. In the dry season, it's hard to see the sunset because the air doesn't circulate well. Even if you go up to the rooftops, it's often not pretty during the day. And then there's a fact that there are so many street foods, a lot of cockroaches live on the road. It's a tropical climate, bugs are inevitable, but I have to put it on the downside. If you're in the area that doesn't get a lot of tourists, you don't care about bad taxis, restaurants, pubs, they're all fine. But if you're watching this video, you will not. You are most of short-term traveler than a long-term resident, so you will visit the touristic spots in the city center, Asok, Siam, Khaosan Road. There are still a lot of scams and rip-offs in these places, especially taxis and tuk-tuks. They will charge you 500 baht. If you go on meter, it is just 200 baht or under. A guy who says, "Oh, the Grand Palace is closed today," and he can tell you where to go. This scam is very famous and notorious, but people who get ripped off again. Khaosan Road is also very popular with foreigners, so they charge a lot of money. It is not as bad as Vietnam, but it's still a disappointing part of Bangkok. Now, let's summarize what we learned today. Quick summary of the pros and cons of traveling to Bangkok. Yes, this is it. Now you learn about pros and cons of Bangkok travel. You can see the traffic jam behind of me on the overpass or ground is so bad. If you know this before you prepare to Bangkok travel, you will not be angry or disappointed, right? Thank you for watching this long video and thank you again.